Alrighty, so that was our first piece. That was the Allegretto, the second movement from Beethoven's Seventh Symphony. So for a little bit of historical context, this piece was composed in around 1811, 1812. This was when a lot of battle victories were happening in Western Europe, and also it was the age of mechanism, industrial revolution, things like that. Now going back more to the musical and, I guess, lyrical aspect of this, one thing you might have noticed throughout the piece was that melodies were being passed around between sections. So it started with cellos, passing up to the violins, and the winds take on some of the melodies later. Beethoven sort of used what was called counterpoint in Baroque era. He sort of used this to sort of bridge classical and Baroque styles to the more romantic styles of music in the later 1800s and 1900s. And overall, this idea of counterpoint and layering of voices, I think, is what makes orchestral music so beautiful. It's about the communication between musicians. It's what makes group music. And it's something I think you'll see in many of the pieces that we have today. It's all about communication between parts and just layering to form a bigger picture.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction to our concert. Thank you guys so much for coming to the 25F DCO concert. We are the Dartmouth Chamber Orchestra, and in case you don't know us, we're the only fully student-run orchestra on campus with our great faculty advisor, Marcia Cassidy, of course. But everyone here you're seeing right now, from all of the players to all of the leadership board to the conductor, which is me, are all students. So yeah, our mission is to bring joy to the audience view, which is of course very important, but also joy to the musicians who are creating music and enjoy the process and just have fun. So we don't have any auditions, which means that anyone can join our orchestra and just, yeah, we rehearse once every week, and in the beautiful new Hartman Rehearsal Hall, which is opened just this term in the Hop. Yeah, so we play a wide range of rep, which includes classical, you just heard from Beethoven, all the way to film score and a lot of contemporary pieces. And enjoy the rest of the concert. We're going to have an introduction for our next piece.
Thank you so much. The next piece that we're going to play is Shostakovich's Waltz No. 2. It was from the Suite for Variety Orchestra, which was composed in about 1956. It was published under a different name, mistakenly, because of a typing error, and it was only correctly published from the Suite for Variety Orchestra in 2001. It was made famous by multiple movies and countless arrangements, including the one by Stepan Hauser, who's like one of my favorite cellists. A little biased. And even though it was under a jazz suite name, it doesn't have any jazz at all. Enjoy.
welcome Shazave, our wonderful president for DCO this year.
Hi everybody, thanks so much. It's so nice to see all of you. This time of the term is always such a beautiful, magical time because everything that we've been working towards for the last 10 weeks almost is just culminates together in this concert. I have a lot of people to thank for whatever we have here today. And so if you're here and you hear your name, please stand up and do a little wave to the audience so they can see you. Firstly, I think Angela, she's not only our wonderful, wonderful conductor, but also she has a side job, which is making sure that I do my job, and she keeps me on my toes like all the time, guys, genuinely. We would not be DCO without her, for sure. June, she's our senior representative. Hi, June. Not only does she play oboe beautifully, she's culminated, she's had all of her experience from the last 4 years, and as senior advisor, she advises leadership on some of the most important decisions that we make throughout the term. Next up, we have our fantastic managers, Ricky and Marie. Guys, hello. So if you guys see everything that is like put together, if it's put together well, they're behind it. From the very beautiful posters that you guys saw to the recordings that we have made accessible to everybody, it's always our managers. They make sure that we have everything set up for rehearsals every single week, and they have arguably one of the most important jobs in leadership. Now we have our fantastic treasurers, Tess and Emmeline. Hello. Yeah, so they're the reason we have money, guys. Genuinely. So DCO, if you guys don't know, we have free rentals for instruments, so our members don't pay anything for the instruments themselves. So if it wasn't for the treasurers, that would not have been possible. Thanks so much, all of you, once again. Of course, we have our social representative, Sophia, who keeps the spirits of DCO out during times of troubles, midterm seasons, final seasons. She's in charge of all of that. Our grad representative, Mark, all the way over there, with me in the percussion section. He's genuinely a day one, and we love him because he embodies really most of what DCO always stands for. And honestly, thank you. I can't end this without thanking every single member of DCO because you guys put so much effort and so much soul and love into the music that you playing your instruments. It's just, and you guys also keep up with my horrible jokes every week during rehearsal, but that's okay. So thank you for that. DCO would truly not be what it is without you. Of course, the members of the Department of Music, Sam, Marsha, our advisor, Julia, all of the college staff, the student workers who helped set all of this up today, the stage, the chairs and everything, it's fantastic. And last but not least, I thank you guys for being here because we get to share the wonderful music that we make with you guys. And I hope you guys enjoy listening to us as much as we enjoy playing the music, and you guys might notice that we do things a little bit differently here at DCO. So if you're anything like me and the music sometimes makes you want to bob your head or sway a little bit or hum the tune, feel free to make that noise, genuinely. And now I think I've said enough. I'll let Jake introduce the next piece for us.
Thank you. Puro na Cabeza is one of the most iconic tangos ever written. Composed in 1935 by Carlos Gardel, this piece uses the metaphor of a horse race to reflect on the thrills and disappointments of love. This song's bittersweet, romantic melody has made it a favorite in film and on stage, used in movies such as Schindler's List and True Lies. This was also one of Gardel's last works as he passed away in a plane crash soon after its release. Please enjoy Por una Cabeza.
for coming, and I hope that you've enjoyed all of our pieces so far. Our last and final piece is from a film that is adored and celebrated worldwide. We're gonna go on a magical journey to Studio Ghibli with a theme from Howl's Moving Castle called Merry-Go-Round of Life. The movie is about a love story between a girl and a wizard who lives in a moving castle, and it's about a fight to preserve youthfulness. And the piece is composed by Joe Hisaishi, who is an award-winning composer. And the song is definitely, I think, one that you've heard before. It's trended on social media. And it's such a lovely song. It's really happy and uplifting, and there are so many different key changes and different changes and iterations within the piece that I think that it's a really unique piece that you guys will love.
for coming again. This is our 25th concert. If you liked what you just heard, feel free. We have a concert every single term. So it's always going to be Saturday of week 9, 3 o'clock, right here. All right, so go get some food in the back. We have refreshments for you. Thank you so much for coming again.